Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. Today it is Friday, last trading day of the week, shall we say, at least for the traditional stock markets. And the word is green already for the almost entire week. We had some massive moves, but it looks like we are ending the week fat in the green. Let's right away dive into some charts, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm looking out for, at least for today, the weekend, and the rollover to next week. Before we do, please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, click the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends who think it's useful. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links you will also find in the descriptions. Now without further ado, let's start off with the chart. I have here the BTC USD pair on the 4 hour, and I also have the regular RSI here underneath, and I just want to show you that after this tremendous pump where we talked about the golden pocket right here, the price just pumping up. We had a golden pocket right here. That's also where we talked about yesterday. We breached that, and then we just pumped higher and higher and higher, and you see now that the 4 hourly is slowly getting a little bit overbought, and we have so many of these 4 hourly green candles here in the last day or two. It's really incredible actually to see. There's just a handful of red, and those are not even that big. On the hourly, we had some pretty much overbought territories right here. You see we have a slide right here, but at the same time the price just moves slowly higher and higher and higher. So if you just only went short based here on this being pretty much overbought, then you would be tremendously underwater right now. That's just the point that I'm trying to make, and we have already showed that multiple times here on the channel. On the daily, there is still a lot of room to go to the upside before we are really overbought. Right, let's get the regular RSIs out, and we'll pull out the market Cipher B indicator, because that one is much more accurate, and at least I find it to work a little bit easier and better. So like I already said briefly, we had a run up, we went down perfectly to the golden pocket, and now back up. We breached this golden pocket, and you can see that we stalled there a little bit, and then it looked like we were breaking down. Now we're going higher, and we also had an SFP on this high. And what is that exactly? That is when the price is trying to make a new high but fills that in the candle, and then eventually the candles ends lower than the previous high right here. Let me take that out. You see that where I have my cursor right now, that is kind of where the candle ends. That was lower than here, so that was then a SFP, but it looks like that one is not really working out, because the price just slowly marching higher and higher and higher. I went into a short based on this SFP. That one is right now a little bit underwater, and it looks like, to be honest, that it's not going to play out. Yes, we have a red dot right here on the 4 hourly, but the money flow just slowly creeps on higher. Few up is a little bit lower, but the RSIs, look at that, they're melting together, and usually then they stay there for a while. So I assume that this is not going to work out, and we are going to see more price action to the upside, and I'll show you later on also a case why I think we are going to go higher than this, and then therefore making a new high. Another point that a lot of people are looking at is this blue line right here that you can see. That is the 200 week EMA. We were underneath right here, and now we are breaking it. We had yesterday a daily close above the 200 week EMA. That will also trigger a lot of people to go long again. Yeah, I think a little bit long, and then maybe to correct again. But this is another signal that I would say, you know what, there's maybe just more to go. And if I zoom in on the hourly, and this is actually an interesting story. We have seen this already multiple times. I have also said this on the bull and on the bear side, that if you want to see something that's a sustainable ride to the upside, then I want to see something stair-stepping like this, or something that really is like a parabolic and then usually has a blow-off top. Those are the best longs and shorts. And now it looks like we are getting that stair-stepping higher. Yesterday here the price action was really flat until New York opened. We pumped higher, and now it's just going sideways for a while. And probably when New York opens, we are going higher, or we even go to front run. And look at this money flow here on the 1 hourly. Extremely thick. We could go down here a little bit, but I think then it will zigzag a little bit, and then we'll come up again. Yes. You can say we have a bearish divergence here on the momentum waves. The price is going higher, so we should be going down. But I have learned on the hard way that this money flow needs to come down as well. I had seen so many of these bearish and bullish divergences not playing out just because the money flow was also not going in the right direction. So that is something that is just super important. Here the RSI is already together for quite some while, so also here this will coincide a little bit then with the bearish divergence. Said, okay, you know what, maybe this needs to come down for a little bit. But like I said, on the 4 hourly, this just looks pretty good. Right now I don't really see signs of, okay, this was the top, we're going lower. Yes, we have the S&P, but every time when we have a sideways period like this, the price cannot just go lower because it's being defended by the bulls just underneath this level. Same case for here, it's just being defended by the bulls. So this was then a wrong call for me to go into a short here. To be honest, I was also a little bit hoping maybe that we will bar pattern out of this, but it just doesn't happen. And then you need to just step back, recap and say, hey, you know what? We are just there stepping higher until whenever, and then we're going lower. Of course, the money flow for me is the most important one on this market Cipher B indicator. If that one goes down on the 1 hour, also really on the 4 hour, maybe a little bit thicker into the red, and we're seeing maybe a bit like a bearish divergence on the momentum waves. And then on the price, that would be super nice. And then also the money flow going down, that will be for me then the ultimate confirmation. Hey, we are topping out, we are going lower before we are making a new move. Then the DXY, you haven't seen that one on my screen for a few days. We had this support and resistance box that we have been in, and now you can see that we're really going lower. Where we bounced off right here is actually also kind of a support and resistance. Let me draw this real quick. There you can see that actually on this point it was once a top here, we breached it, and now it serves as support, I think a little bit higher, and then for us to go lower again, and that would also then fuel the case for BTC to go even higher. Then later today we have the futures right now already standing fat in the green. Now that doesn't mean everything at all. We can definitely go back to the red, but you know, if the Nasdaq is up 1.2%, maybe this goes down a little bit during the day, but I think New York is going to open up in the green again, and we're just going to have a very thick, nice green week. And also yesterday we had a pretty good close. You see the Nasdaq more than 1%, S&P 1.2%, Dow Jones 1%, so good winning streak. Let's quickly just look at now BTC for the weekly. There you can see that so far we had a 6.6% boost to the upside, not tremendously, but it looks like finally a little bit that relief rally that we have been talking about already for a long time, and so that looks pretty good. Now there's also this major wick on the downside, as you can see right here, all the way here to the bottom. That is of course, and then let me quickly go back to the hourly, that is of course that dump right here, then the consolidation, and right away that heavy pump up. So this move right down, that is that wick on the weekly. And now it just looks like we're ending up in the green. Just to be sure on the upside, oh sorry, let me take it out. Just to be sure on the upside, if we really are pumping higher above this top, then I'm looking out for this golden pocket where we already talked about a few times, approximately 25,000. That one is the one that I'm looking out for. If we would breach that, then there is one other level. It will not be extremely hard. Oh sorry. Let me get that out. There is this wick down here. I know that a lot of day traders are looking at it. So that was a wick from this sideways period right here. That we had one wick down, and that is now at 26,595. So in case we are breaching it, then maybe we are getting also like an SFP like we now had on this 4 hourly up to that wick, and then going lower again. That actually would be a very nice trade, going here at the golden pocket, then just quickly wick up and then going down, and then maybe reverse again, making a new high, and then just cool off, and then we'll see what we do after that. Just take it day by day, level by level, trade by trade. But that is the two scenarios on the upside that I'm looking at. Quickly then one more time on the downside. Like I said, I do not really expect suddenly us to reverse here. It just doesn't really look like it. But then the major levels are this top right here, so approximately 23,500. You could say here, this cluster right here of this golden pocket, so approximately 23,000. And then I think we have a value area high right here. at 22,000, but that's quite already the drop for the day, so not too tremendously. But you know what, I think also usually on these kinds of days that we just don't really have so much price action. It's Friday, sometimes see some movement during New York Open, but that's then kind of it. And then you see just everything dying out, everyone's going home, trades are being closed, and that's pretty much it. And then it's the weekend, and you know how I'm thinking about the weekend. So just be careful for now. You now know what I'm looking out for. If you like this kind of content, then please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think this is useful. And also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where I post multiple times a day. Thank you guys so much. Have a good weekend. See you next one. Bye bye.